Morning. This tea is really good. I had a client go to England and she swore, oh, English tea is much better. And you always hear that from people, and you're like, oh, sure. Everyone always thinks their version of things is the best, but it really is. Really good Earl Grey tea. Alright, desktop audio's on. That's good. Let's swap over, and we are good to go. It really loves playing that video. Okay, we're good there, good there. So I don't know why I have this sudden fascination with tea, but it's better than coffee, I suppose. Less caffeine. Alright, that's good, that's good. Let's hide this. We don't need this anymore. The beginning of every stream is me figuring out technology. It's fun. Alright. Oh, look at me. Gorgeous. I would never be caught dead in a coat that thick. Not because of fashion sense, but because I sweat when I breathe. Like I'm a Mainer living in Texas. So, we don't do hot in Maine. It gets above like 80. It's a rough day. Oh, I didn't know it did that. That's cool. So apparently if you log out inside of your inn, when you come back in, it shows you getting up. That is really cool. Again, it seems so little, but things like that really add to immersion. So now this makes me want to come and retire at an inn every time I log off. That's really cool. It's like starting another day. Alright, what are we up to? I've completed all of my... Oh, there's nothing here. Completed all of my warrior quests. I should be good to go. Oh, how you feel, jacked, rested, and ready to expand your horizons. Well then, I have an idea where you might try heading next. Have you heard of the Skylift out in the middle of Noska? If you ever visited the Wood Whisper Canyon, then you must have been up and down the thing at least once. It's that bleeding scaffolding attached to the descent. You'd like to see the lads and lasses out there using it to haul cargo up the cliff's face. Hard labor, that. And here they could use an enterprising soul to pick up the odd jobs that no other bugger's got time to deal with. Do some fetch quests, basically. Track down the head of the operation, a bloke by the name of Workrit. And he'll be sure to put you on to work on a task or two. Wow, these names. Alright, middle of Nuska, so we're heading over there. Usually we do all the blue quests, but I know what this is. It's just for leaves. Essentially like daily quests, which I don't really need at the moment. Alright, we are... There's a lift dude. Lift lady, excuse me. Morning, Andrew. We're going for a bit of a run. in our super puffy coat. And maybe it's not actually hot out here. Everyone's wearing big coats. Ever notice that volcano over there? Looks like it is overcast today. It was very sunny yesterday here. We're headed over here. We're already 3 levels ahead of the main quest. So I am looking forward to when they send us to Gridania so I can pick up my second job. What the hell? What's that guy doing here? Level 50. Assume that's some type of hunting quest. Or a group quest at 50 or something. That's kind of cool. Oh, that's part of Lumsa. We found him. It's Workrit. These names. Badaran sent you out here, did he? Then consider yourself welcome at the Skylift. Look at that bloody cliff, will you? One blast of fiery elf from that aged dragon was all it took to split the ground in half. Cargo still needs to get through, though, so this mess of wooden pulleys was our solution to the problem. Well, one of them, at least, said the gods were kind, and they ain't. I'd have about a dozen more workers to handle me growing list of headaches. Okay. So we are doing some busy work. Hemp and trousers. We're even getting warmer now. Got this big puffy coat, now hemp trousers. Glad I am to see you again, lad. Well, didn't leave. A wagon driver just returned in a great bloody hurry, screaming about some monstrosity what sprang out from a million corn seedling in his cargo. Seems a gutless bastard tossed it over the side, and a turning tail a running for his life. I need you to head down the road, recover that seedling, and deliver it to Leolf, over at the Swift Perch in western Lanoska. Whatever he pays ye for the cargo is yours to keep. After all, I don't rightly know what else is looking inside the plant, and you deserve to be rewarded for your troubles. Cool. Oh, and you also find Nether out in Swift Perch, so the journey should be worth your while. Great. See you in the countryside. Ooh, megalo crab. You're dying. Yeah, the only thing I'm missing from when I played last time was the, nice, difficulty rank unlocked. Is Overpower used to be a cone. Like, used to go out like this. And now it's just AoE. Again, I think that's because they wanted to encourage more people to tank and make taking a bit easier. But it wasn't that bad to line people up. Discovering the importance of the junction system in 8. It's about linking spells to stats. I have no idea what any of that means. Yeah, I have not played 8 at all. And I heard rumblings that they're redoing 8. Or at least remastering it. If they do that, I will definitely pick it up. But to me, the Final Fantasy 1... Not Final Fantasy 1. PlayStation 1 graphics didn't hold up at all in comparison to, like, Super Nintendo. I think Final Fantasy VII works because just nostalgia, like we're used to those blocky characters and the way that looks. But going in there cold in Final Fantasy VIII, I don't know if I'd like that so much. What I am really excited about is Tactics, because I've never played Tactics, and it's coming to PC in September. And I've heard not only is the mechanics good with the crazy job system, but the story is basically like their version of War of the Roses, and it's crazy political intrigue, and I'm really excited for that. Because the only way you can play it is like on a handheld, and I don't really want to stream a handheld. But this game will be a very long journey for sure. Probably be hopefully done with it by then. I'm also going to continue Pathfinder, because that's a lot of fun. Has Nimir herself forsaken this desolate land? Though I understand there are risks in gambling my entire fortune in a crop of million corn. That seems hasty. I at least expected the seedling to be delivered before disaster struck. Cool. Your entire fortune on this planet. Is that my millicorn seedling? Oh, joyous day. What is that from? There's a guy, he tries to smuggle a plant across borders, which you're not supposed to do. French Kiss. Yes. It's how I remember that, I don't know. But in that movie, he smuggles a certain vine because he wants to make a vineyard. And he breaks the law and goes over borders. It's really a romantic comedy with, what's her name from Harry Met Sally. My brain works in weird ways. But, yeah. That's basically what this guy's doing. Is that my million corn seedling? Oh, joyous day. May seem a paltry beginning, but the yield of this particular variety of crop plant is nothing short of astonishing. As you have undoubtedly noticed, Swift Perch lacks a certain, shall we say, vital energy. Thus I mean to restore a modicum of hope to its residents by growing a veritable ocean of corn. You, sir, seem to burst with vim and vigor. I persuade you to abide a while and help nurturing this ailing settlement. I have nothing else to do. Does this look better than what I have on? Yeah, I like that better. Still looks very warm. "1950s futuristic technology." That's kind of cool, like Jetson style. And Fallout, to an extent. "You there, adventurer, cast your eyes towards the brewer's beacon. Does that light not seem uncommonly weak? It cannot possibly be bright enough to guide the ship sailing in the bay. I would march over to the lighthouse and investigate myself, but I am duty-bound to remain at my post. I would consider it a favor if you could make a visit to the brewer's beacon and see if aught has befallen Can Swiss, the lighthouse keeper." Okay. We can do that. Now, I vowed this time to actually take care of my inventory. I'm not doing any professions, so I'm just going to sell all of this. Because I remember last time I played, my inventory was completely full. I could not find anything ever, and it was terrible. So even though these sell for nothing, I think it's all a high potion we need. I don't care about that. So we're just going to sell everything. Alright, nice and clean. Oh, as well as armory. Because I don't need these now. So I remember my armory being very confusing. Because I just kept everything. Good. Nice and clean. Yeah, I know 8 is probably the one I know the least about. I know a lot more about 9 just from cultural osmosis than 8. I just know that a lot of people were turned off a lot by the leveling method. But I don't take that to heart, because a lot of people told me, and from what I read on Reddit and stuff, that 2 had the worst leveling system, and I love 2. 2 felt so good to play just because you got that little bit of dopamine every time you used a skill or cast a spell or even swung a weapon. So you could specialize your characters in odd things. Like one of my characters, Pirate Lady. Liddy? I forget her name. There was a Pirate Lady. And all she did was cast debuffs, because I never use debuffs in Final Fantasy games. I'm like, why would I debuff a trash mob when I can just kill it? But she learned Stop, Sleep, Toad, Slow, like all those. And it was really cool, because I got the levels high enough where they actually worked. So she would open a battle and just stop everything. And it was really cool. You say the Yellow Jacket sent you here. Eh? My light's growing dim, has it? Well, of course it bloody has. I've decided everyone in this region is southern, because they say reckon a lot. The bomb what fuels me furnace is up and buggered off, you see. If I don't get that beacon fixed up soon, there'll be trouble on the water. I know you're just the messenger, lad, but I can tell adventure when I see one. I'm gonna need you to chase down that bomb and bring back a claw what you ripped from its smoldering corpse. Take this here iron brazier and sit her down in the middle of the flock, somewhere near the scarecrow, I'd say. You get a nice fire going, and that frisky bomb will soon be about. Watch you don't singe your eyebrows, lad. Okay. That looks ominous. Cool. No music. I wonder if I need to loop it. Oh, it's coming back. Fat dodo. I really want to kill these dodos. Again, the math says 3 mobs and up, you AoE. 2 mobs, use your single target rotation. At least so far. Alright. Warm in my hands. And does this provide any light to the lighthouse if we kill it? I guess it's no problem. Or did I get the... I need another dodo. For some reason, we hate dodos. Alright, welcome to the stream, Cat. We are very early days. Pretty good, man. I'm liking the beginning of this game because, as I've told other people that have stopped in, I have played up to level 49 in this game before. But when I played before, this was when Shadowbringers released, so a couple years ago, I was playing with friends and we pretty much didn't read quest text, just were speeding through trying to get to the new content. Which we ended up obviously not doing because I got to level 49. So I'm spending a lot more time actually reading the stories here, and it's a lot more engaging. Because, like, these early quests aren't the best writing in forever, obviously, because I know the story of this game and how they had to remake it, so all this is done very quickly, but it's still pretty well paced for an MMO. Because what really sucks in MMO is when you show up and you're the hero and only you can solve these things. It kind of takes you out of it. It's like, I just, like, spawned. Like, why am I so important? This doesn't do that. Like, the game recognizes you are nothing. Like, you're nobody. I want you there. I gotta change that later. And, like, the NPCs are like, hey, you're probably struggling right now, aren't you? I got this little job you can do. Maybe you can make some money. Because you look like you need some help. Which I appreciate. Oh, you were just born. Congrats. Welcome to the world. But I remember playing before. Limsa Lominsa is definitely my favorite city. Because just the whole setup of the city, like over the water, you hear the gulls and everything. It's really cool. My favorite classes. Last time I played, again, I got to level 49. I leveled up 2 classes, because that was after they buffed the crap out of the experience, so you had enough experience to do that. I was a warrior and a lancer. And you can tell I'm leveling warrior again. I love warrior, and I want to see what it does, like, late game. Because I, again, only made it through Realm Reborn. But I think my second class is going to be a bard this time. Because I like Dragoon, but I want to have a slightly different playstyle and perspective with my second class, and I don't really like healing. I've never really healed in games. I don't enjoy it that much. So the bard, I can DPS, but be, you know, further back and see the battle a bit differently. So swap into that. Whereas playing a Dragoon, who is more, well, I'm just doing my button rotation like I do when I'm a tank. Like, it's kind of the same deal. So, oh, you got the ashy bastard, did you? Once I put this little firecracker in the furnace, that should keep things running for a while. I had myself a bit of a look while you was gone. And Limlane. Curse me if the furnace weren't all bent and broken. That must be one of the 12 gods. Small wonder the bloody bomb was able to escape. I patched things up best I could, but I ain't no Smitty. You might have to chat with the Yellow Jacket friend of yours in Swift Perch and have him pass the word back to someone in Limsa. Okay. You're definitely errand boy. Yeah, it would also, I think, feel a little silly being a Dragoon when I am the biggest model in the game. Like, I maxed out the height on this guy. If he was, like, jumping around a ton, it would feel kind of weird. And also, my last name here, Ibarra, is a reference to Wheel of Time. Because Perrin is my favorite character in a Wheel of Time, uses an axe, and he also is really good with a bow. So if I go Bard and Warrior, it kind of makes sense. Reaper is the Scythe class, right? Like, you're all about darkness and size and stuff like that. The furnace is damaged, is it? Very well, I shall write up the relevant reports, but these repairs must needs be effected without delay. It seems I have a favor to ask of you, adventurer. Take yourself straight away to the Armorers Guild in Limsa Lominsa and explain the situation to Forge Master Hinanza. Okay, we can recall to that. Yeah, that was, I looked up the chronology of when the classes were released. That was, Endwalker, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, I know a lot of people like Scythe classes, because their fighting style seems very fluid. It's all about, like, I mean, it's a Scythe weapon, so it's all about spin, so I can see people really liking that playstyle. Whirling Dervish. Whereas Warrior, me hit things hard. Less beautiful, more brute force. Alright, where are you? The only problem with Limsa is figuring out how to get places. I believe I have to go up to get there. Yeah, you had to wait a long time for that, because that was Endwalker, right? So you had to get, like, max level. I definitely am interested in other classes, but as far as the base ones, these two work for me. Like, the Viper looks cool. The 2 swords that combines into, like, a Darth Maul type thing. But that's not until the most recent expansion. I think I started a little bit before that, in like 2022 was when I leveled up to 49 and stopped. Oh, look at that's a look. Full steampunk. The furnace in the brewer's beacon needs repairs. By God's beard, I just sent someone out to tinker with it not a week's past. Mayhap the bomb Kenwis had trapped in there was much too volatile. I'll have an artisan visit the lighthouse and pay special attention to reinforcing the casing of that furnace. Your work here is done, adventurer. May the navigator guide you on your journeys. Thank you. And she gave me a helmet. Oh, now we're looking better. This looks like, you know, actual adventuring gear. Not like my puffy coat. What say you to taking on some work from Naldic and Vimelis? Okay, we've had a great hulking warship to build, and could certainly use an extra hand for any number of tasks. For your first job, I need you to run this missive over to Atbrim. These names. Atbrim? AHG. Atbrim. The head shipwright at Marabi Dry Docks. We forge most of the ship's bits and pieces here at the Armorers Guild, but the actual construction takes place at the docks found in the south of Lower Lenaska. It's also where you'll find the main offices of Naldic and Vimelis. The Morbid Dry Docks is one of the Liminsa's most prominent districts, at least as far as I'm concerned, and I'm sure you'll not regret attuning yourself to the area's aetheryte. If you have no confidence in your sense of direction, you'd best serve making use of the chocobo porters. First floor of the mizzen mast, in case you were wondering. Should you choose to make the trek on your own 2 feet, leave the city through the Tempest Gate and follow the road south. May the navigator guide your steps. Okay. Yeah, they're not really that open about which classes are tanks and which are not. I enjoy tanking, so I'm okay with the warrior. Oh, Chocobo Porter's right there. Let's do that. I like tanking, especially when I'm new, because I can take the dungeons at my own pace. I mean, sometimes you get people that get impatient and start pulling stuff, which is kind of annoying. Ain't no one blink an eye if you go and stick your manhood in the forge. What? Who wrote that? What's up with this lady? This lady's having a bad day. Almond's walking by, she's like, hey, it would suck if you stuck your dick in the forge. Don't do that. What's your story? What is up with you? Someone actually wrote that. Oh, yeah. If people give you crap for that, and in this game, too, because of the little sprout icon here, if people get mad at you, they're just dumb. Like, it shows you're new at the game, so who cares? Winged, I'm not going to do that. It's a horrible idea. That's your worst idea yet, Winged. And it's your first one. Alright, how the hell... I see the chocobo icon. Or maybe I don't. Oh, that... Wow, I'm smart. So, if I look for a chocobo porter, where would it be? Skywatcher. Chocobo Keep, okay. So if we go to Lower Decks. Front or back to front? I am a front to back. Back to front people are weird. Okay, so we need to go back down over here, then we can find the porter. Side to side, you're a monster. If you hear me talking to random people, it's because streaming on Twitch and YouTube, there's really no good way to combine the chats. So right now there's a few people in the regular YouTube stream, then a couple people in the vertical stream, then a couple people in Twitch. So trying to respond to everything so people know what the conversation is. Well met, traveler. Might I interest you in a chocobo porter? Ah, do not tell me it is your first visit to the shop. I shall update my register with your name, so you may access the location in the future. Let's hire a porter. More Bay Dry Docks. Oh, that's so much cheaper than teleporting. I'm going to be taking a lot of these, because I am poor. And you can dismount wherever you want. Okay. I really don't want this here. Let's put this down here. Okay. I want to see the countryside. Yeah, I like streaming in both formats because it just gives people different choices, what they prefer. I know Twitch as an app kind of sucks compared to YouTube. So streaming on YouTube, I find quite nice. What server am I on? I'm on Marlborough. Again, it's what I did 3 years ago and my friends played. Again, I got to level 49. I made the highest out of all of us because they all quit. So I re-leveled here just in case they want to come back at some point. So we're on the same server. Oh, you were standing next to me, Kai? I was obviously not paying attention. Well, I'm headed out to here. Nice music. Yeah, Sean, considering this came out in 2014, what they've done with it is pretty great. It's very stylized, well, not as stylized as WoW, but similar in that they didn't go for like super crazy graphical fidelity. It's more of a theme. So I think that's why it holds up pretty well. And this is like Realm Reborn. This is the stuff they rushed out because they had to, and I don't know if you saw the documentary, but they had to remake the whole game in like a year and a half. Like they had no time to do it. So this is like the stuff they rushed. From what I hear, once you get to Heaven's Ward and later expansions, it gets even better in this engine. It's Atburm. You can tell they were just... I think these names are the product of stress, because they were, again, in incredible crunch trying to get this game out, and some of these early names are... just write something, we'll make it work. So we have Atburm. Yeah. And I've decided all these guys are Southern, because they say reckon a lot. You have a missive from me from Forge Master Hinanza? I assume it pertains to the pending arrival of materials I ordered over at Moon Pass. Let's see then. And there is voice acting in the like big scenes. And again, from what I've read, because I've read a lot about this game, they changed a lot of the main characters going from A Realm Reborn to the later expansions, well, to Heaven's Ward and on, because they found better people. And they just didn't have the money to hire good people before that, so it's going to be interesting to see that change. Blast and botheration, another delay. I'm well aware of the shortage of skilled artisans, but this is insufferable. My apologies. The messenger does not deserve to bear the brunt of my frustration. Might I have your name? Oh, they do add more voice acting in later DLCs. Nice. Yeah, I assume because they started making a bunch of money, they were allotted a bigger budget for stuff like voice acting. Jack, is it? Well, Jack, this proud maiden you see taking shape before you is the Victory, the first new vessel to grace the docks since the Calamity. Is the first ship they built? We may have lost the bulk of our ships that fateful day, but starting with this beauty, we will restore Maelstrom's fleet to its former glory. The Victory is more than a simple warship. It's a symbol of Limsa's rebirth from the wreckage wrought by the coming of the 7th Umbral Era. Thus, we are striving to complete her construction as swiftly as possible, even going so far as to hire veteran shipwrights from outside the Lysocracy. Yet even with such unprecedented measures, there are never enough hands to handle the abundance of tasks. Should you choose to linger at the docks for a time, there is no end to odd jobs for hard-working adventure. Be you fair warned, there is no place here for layabouts and troublemakers. Cool. Oh. Yeah, they definitely start you off here as just a dude. You're not a hero, you're not a super warrior. They're like, hey, you look like you're down on your luck. You want to do some fetch quests? Which, you know, fetch quests are what they are. But at least they don't pretend like you're solving this age-old conflict or you're destroying this giant evil monster. It's like, no, you need some work. You look like you need some work. And then you become a hero later. Where in the 7 hells is that man? Not once in 12 moons has he been late with the shipment, and now 12 whole turns of the sun without a single word. A shipwright of mine, a young man named, speaking of names, Furlsmond, recently left Candlekeep Quay to retrieve several crates of supplies ordered from Limsa, but he has yet to return. I've sent several missives to Halbroda, but his replies are always the same. He does not recall ever seeing the right nor the supplies he was scheduled to collect. The man knows something, and I severely doubt. That means we have to use that emote. He is telling me the whole truth. As I cannot leave my post, I would ask you to travel to Candlekeep Quay in my stead and inform Halbroda. But if he insists on playing these games, I would personally see that he is transferred to Turtleback Island. That sounds like a horrible place. Where he can rot alone in the middle of the sea for eternity. Sounds like a prison. It's a bit harsh. Alright, it's going over there. Auto run, yeah. I picked the absolute biggest race you can do. And put the height slider all the way up. I am a monster. I think they did miss an opportunity to put dwarves in this game, because there are dwarves in early Final Fantasies. Like, in Final Fantasy... I think the first one was in 2? 2, 3, and 4, they're definitely there. I don't remember. I think they're in 5. You meet them briefly. Oh, is this you? Yep, that looks like you, Kai. That is a sweet horse. Is that something you get from the shop, or is that a in-game thing you purchased? You earned. So that looks really cool. It's like clockwork. Shadowbringer's mount. Nice. Yeah, there are Lalas, but I'm just not a fan. I know people like them, but not for me. I love dwarves. I do remember they went out of their way to make Lalafels like old cranky bastards. And they're like the head of like every evil syndicate. The head of it's a Lalafell. So they do a good job to be like, no, these aren't kids. These are cranky adults. So, at least they did that. But, yeah, not for me. I remember the, what's her name? The queen of the desert place is a Lalafell, and she looks like she is 9. The girl who rides on the dude's shoulder. Alright. It's Halberda. In a very fine puffy coat. Does this self-righteous dog, Atburum, doubt that I've never told him anything less than the truth? Well, doubt. That's pretty extreme for doubt. That looks like an accusatory stance. Doubt is like crossing your arms and like looking sideways. Turtleback Island, he cannot do that, can he? I swear in my poor Nana's grave, navigator rest her soul, I know not of this Furlismond, nor his precious supplies. Hells, we here at the Quay have had enough trouble these past few suns, what with the sinking of that Lemonson cargo ship off the Salt Strand. I haven't the time to take a proper piss, let alone make note of every scrag that wanders off in the grip. Yeah, it's a pretty aggressive doubt. Again, when I doubt someone, I kind of look sideways at them like, you sure? But no, in this game, point directly at them. I doubt you, sir. Now, the way I see it, if you have time to be standing here questioning my character, then you must certainly have the time to get that ass of yours down to the Salt Strand and help us search for survivors of the wreck. I don't like his tone, but I will search for survivors. Who knows? You may just run across his Furlismond. Everyone seems so eager to find. Here's to hoping the navigator hasn't found him first. Okay, we're headed down there. It's Furlismond. These names. I am Furlismond. You say the foreman's wondering on me whereabouts. I thought he might be. But you must know I cannot show me face at the dry docks until I've righted the terrible wrong I've caused. 2 nights past I made a trip from the dry docks to Candlekeep Quay, just as the foreman asked. The seas were right tough, and the captain of the cargo ship was wary of bringing her too close to the cliffs, so I bet a few coins to a fisher to take me out to meet her. By the time we was halfway twixt the shore and ship, the swells had risen to nigh on 10 yalms, and that wasn't long afore the waves had a hold of us. Try as we might to steady the boat, nature's grip was too tight, and we flung headlong into the Lemonson galley. When I awoke, both ships were gone, and the cargo I was to collect lay strewn across the Salt Strand. I made every effort to salvage it, but the sands are crawling with Come on. Kickern? It's a hard Q, so Kickard, right? And I ain't one with the sword, and now you see why it is I cannot return to the dry docks. Okay. Let's find survivors. Defensive! Not that I need it. So I've learned that 3 mobs you AoE, 2 mobs you do your single turret rotation. So that's what the math says. The combat music's fine. Again, I'm comparing it to like the height of Final Fantasy music in Final Fantasy VI and 4, which both have incredible combat music. So it's not exactly a fair comparison. But this is pretty generic in comparison. I mean, it's serviceable. It's just when you compare it to, like, the height of what Final Fantasy was, in my opinion, 4 and 6, it's just not as good. Yeah, I imagine they do get better later, because, like I've said, this game was rushed. I did it, Frozmund. That night I was tossed into the sea like some doll of rags. Or ragdoll, as more colloquially called. And it weren't long before the world around me faded to black as I slipped deeper into the abyss. But lo, the navigator wouldn't see me. Navigator's one of the 12, I'm assuming. Wouldn't see me to the gates of the 7 hills, and I woke to find myself washed ashore. And here I's been ever since, waiting for a chance to salvage me master's cargo. There you go. Now you're not going to the prison island. The missing parts. I don't know how I can repay you. I'll deliver the supplies right away, but first I must stop by the quay so that I might pay me respects to the widow of the brave fisher who gave his life for a handful of coin. Could you tell Atburm that I'll be back at the dry docks by daybreak? Many thanks, adventure. I'll not forget the kindness. See that you don't. We're going back up the mountain. I think I kind of like when the music plays out and it's just quiet. More immersive. It's probably an option to loop the music, but this isn't bad. Ambiance. You can hear the wind. Nice tavern-like music at the dry docks here. Burma did it. I'm relieved to hear that both Frozmund and the supplies are unharmed, though it was foolish for him to believe that I would blame him for such which was obviously out of his hands. You see, there was no storm that day, and the seas were adjacent to the dry docks were as calm as a slumbering child. That leads me to believe that the trouble that the ships encountered off Kandaki Quay was of a less natural sort, the sort of which the Sahagin have been known to conjure. Those Sahagin. Jack, while I originally had doubts about your motives, you have repeatedly proven yourself an asset to Naldic and Vermelis. I still do not like you. That's harsh. But that does not mean I do not trust you. Gimthara, head of the watch here at the dry docks, believes that pirates may be plotting an attack on the Victory, and she requires assistance investigating a group of unsavory individuals making camp nearby. I recommended you for the task. Despite all limits endured before, during, and following the calamity, the fact that there are still those who would turn their backs on the city-state so that they might line their pockets for a few handfuls of coin, just the thought sickens me. Guess we're going that way. So we learned about the Astral and Umbral eras. Astral is kind of like the Age of Legends, the Age of Technology, the Age of Awesomeness. And then Umbral eras are like post-apocalypse, Dark Age. And I believe we're in an Umbral era at the moment. Ah, yes, I had a feeling that you would be the one Atburm sent. Since you first arrived at the Morbay dry docks, I have had my men watch you. Oh, there's no need to get angry. I make it a point to keep an eye on all those new to the area. Simply protocol. And you'll be pleased to know that nothing incriminating was found. Nothing, ... incriminating was found. You appear to be a model citizen. That and the foreman thinks that seems to think somewhat highly of you, which I must admit is quite shocking. That man doesn't even trust his own mother. Very well, then. I assume Atburm informed you what your task would entail. The pirates, we believe, are conspiring to raid the dry docks were last seen making camp near an ancient stone called the Marker of the Spinner. I would have you approach the men, posing as a lost adventurer, and see if you cannot somehow learn of their intentions. So, these names... Kanango, stationed at the rear gates, can provide you with an exact location of the camp. I think it was George R. R. Martin talked about how it's kind of silly that in every fantasy novel or game or anything ever, no one repeats any names ever. Like, every name in the world is unique. And that's why he repeats a ton of names, and it gets kind of confusing, but in the real world, there's a lot of Jims out there. There's a lot of Steves, you know? And this game is definitely trying to go the unique route, because you get names like this all over the place. Jacked, haha, I knew it. No more sardines for Sinango. Tonight I shall dine on the finest salmon on the peninsula. Why? Well, I had a little wager going to some of the other guards in the Atbrim who would recommend for the next job. My money was on you. Ah, the job. Yes, of course. If you follow the road past the gates to the southeast, you will eventually come to a barren cape with a single large stone half buried in the cliff overlooking the sea. Followers of the 12 say it's a holy place dedicated to Naimea, the spinner. I'd be surprised if the pirates camped out there were aware of that, though. Okay. And we're moving. Alright, before we do that, I'm going to run 90 seconds of ads, because I'm trying to keep the pre-roll ads off. You know when you join a stream and they just blast like 2 minutes of ads at you right away? I'm trying to avoid that, so I'm going to just stay right here and not move, because I don't like to continue content if there are ads playing. And it'll be 90 seconds of ads I'm going to run right now, so I'll be back in 90 seconds, and we'll just stay right here until the ads are done. So I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Took a bit longer than expected. Yeah, my dog is a little bit stressed. There's a dog sitting a German Shepherd, and German Shepherd has some issues around food and wants to be the dominant one, which German Shepherd versus Corgi, not exactly a fair fight. So she seems a little stressed, so I wanted to grab her and bring her in this room with me. She can not be with the Shepherd for a bit. Hunting log done. Disreputable pirate. Oh, he's got a good look, though. I'm giving you the count of 9 to step back on that path and carry your adventuring arse back down to whoever rock it is you crawled out from under. Okay. You see, I is had it up to my ears with your trap roaming the hills like they was yours to roam. It's getting to be a man can't enjoy a mug around without some shite-breathing outlander running up asking, which is the way to the local leave mate? 7 else if I know. I'm a bloody pirate, goddamn it. That's balls. Once we have my boy back, I'm putting this godforsaken pisshole of an island so far behind me, ain't no one remember I was ever here. Come on, Scrags. We've knives to sharpen. That guy's having a day. I like his outfit, though. I want that. Suspicious individuals confronted. Okay. She laid down. Good. Yeah, she pooped on the deck. Peed on the deck today and pooped inside, which she never does. She is incredibly well trained, so I'm assuming that means she is stressed. So, yeah. Brought her in this room with me, and the shepherd is outside, so she can have some peace. So the trespassers are indeed pirates. They are indeed planning something. But what is this talk of getting me boy back? Could it be that their target was never the victory? Something not right, and I won't sit by idly waiting for those pirates to make the first move. I shall order increased patrols immediately. Thank you again for your help, Jack. It appears we were wise to put our trust in you. I did confront those pirates very well. And we get a better axe. That's a tiny axe. I am concerned, Jack. It appears that the pirates I had you investigate are on the move. They creep ever closer to the dry dock, so I must assume they mean to target the Victory herself. The first ship they get after the Calamity, and they want to kill it. Come on. The ship is a symbol of everything Limsa strives to become, and I will not allow these base scoundrels to lay a finger upon her hull. We must apprehend them before they put their plans into motion, and you, Jack, are just the man to do it. Without your capable assistance, I fear the security of the dry docks cannot be guaranteed. Not moments ago, my guard submitted reports of suspicious activity in the area. Pray begin your efforts by listening in to one of their accounts firsthand. It matters not whom you should speak with, but be sure to question either... Oh, these names. Erstwurst. That's gotta be the worst so far. Erstwurst. His parents really hated him. At the front gate or Tsinango near the rear. Any suspect saboteurs you encounter during the course of your investigation are to be interrogated. Report any and all findings directly to me. Okay. Did I just do that? You have a cat. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for your situation. Hey, adventure. Glad to have another hand aboard to help shore up security. The gods know our reports would sit on Gimthaw's desk gathering dust if it weren't for the assistance of those such as yourself. Speaking of reports, though I saw one of those mangy pirates lurking around the cliffs near Empty Heart, I'd take a closer look before he has any chance to cover his tracks. Okay, let us go. Yeah, I've found that like 1 in 10 cats are cool, and the rest are just evil assholes. So I don't like to play those odds. I like dogs. Some cats are chill. Some cats are psychos. Ah, spotted me, did you? Well, you're too late. What's to happen is already happening. He casts invisibility on himself. Well, you have a good batting average with cats. One thing I really like about this game is that there are no add-ons. They specifically do not allow them, which is great. So, like, all the fights, you can see, like, the range indicators that was on that mob I was fighting. They do correspond to different things. Like, I know there's different motions that show, hey, you have to soak this mechanic, or you have to spread out for this mechanic. Or this is a healing thing you gotta get in, or this is a damage thing you get out of. Because the way they communicate, you don't have to have 70,000 add-ons to actually play the game. Which is wonderful. Because in WoW, it's always like a race between the add-on creators and the creators of the game. Because they can just automate so many things through add-ons, and it's kind of dumb. Level sync. Let's go. I know that they do allow damage meters, but it's kind of a don't ask, don't tell. If you mention DPS in-game, they'll just ban you. But you're allowed to keep it for your own edification. So that's cool. Because I enjoy having that, just to make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So, you found me one of those pirates, did you? I knew you were the right adventure to ask for aid. Buck of these knaves be planning. What's to happen is already happening. Captain, trouble at the shipyard. Easy now, soldier. Who did this to you? Pirates, out of nowhere. Stuck me good. Gods below, we are not prepared for this. The pirates, soldier, how many do they number? Not sure. More than I could quickly count. Seem to be carrying explosives. Explosives? So there's no time to lose. So what's the pirates' goal here? They're blowing up the first ship they made since the big cataclysm. What's their goal? I could see them stealing it. Jack, you heard the situation. Make your way to the shipyard and engage these intruders. I will see to this man's wounds and follow after. Make haste. Yes, ma'am. This way? Yes. No. Okay, gotta go up and around. These mods for glam. I don't know what those are. They might be like filters, maybe to improve some of the resolution. But I know they don't specifically condone add-ons. It's more of a, hey, if you're not messing with the game experience, it's fine. I don't know, it's weird. Yeah, glam is like transmog. That's one thing I remember being really annoyed by in this game, because the system in WoW is much better in terms of obtaining and using transmog. Whereas here, you have to use like gems on specific gear to save that gear, and you can only have a certain number, and it's very strange the way they do it here. Gah! Never reckoned it'd be this easy. Still don't trust them slimy bastards, but the plan worked like a charm. Dah! What are you doing, you great bloody fool? Shut your trap, boy. This'll all be over soon. All that's left now is to blow this ugly pile of driftwood into splinters. But why? Exactly. Why would you do such a thing? Have you any idea how important this ship is? What it represents? Aye, that's what it makes it all the sweeter. Whatever it takes to knock some sense into me treacherous backstabbing son. Imagine a boy of mine giving up the pirate life to become a shipwright and building a bleeding maelstrom vessel at that. Okay, that makes sense, because this vessel is going to be used to fight pirates. And he's a pirate. What under the land's wide green ocean made you take up with these self-righteous shods, whatever? You're the one with no bloody sense, Da. Don't you see? The pirates had their glory days, but that era's over.
I wondered why Atwood never spoke of his father. Never would have thought.
This ship's a symbol, all right, of everything that went wrong with this world. And I mean to shatter it into 100,000 pieces.
Woo!
Ginthara jacked. Pray beat the tar out of this bloated sea slug and make sure no harm comes to the victory. Sounds good. I'll fight your dad. Oh. Get the range. Healer first. Pop defensives. We are parsing. This AoE. No idea who you're up against. Well, you're about to die, sir. Get out of that AoE. Big crit coming. Are these the Sahagin guys? Duty complete. I must be getting old, letting some green adventurer get the best of me.
Da.
And that one big bloody ship. Big and nasty looking. You made that, did you? It's a nice little story. My thanks, Jack. I shudder to think of what might become of the victory without your intervention. The pirates have made a right mess of things. Best get to sorting out the docks. And my thoughts could use some sorting out as well. Never did my father have a way of turning my life upside down. Pray convey my thanks and my apologies to Gimp Daughter. Okay. I don't remember that story at all. Again, last time I played this, I just kind of rushed through everything. Let's repair. Oh, I have cash money now. I've not been paying attention. These jobs are paying well.
How fair you, Jack. I cannot begin to thank you for the role you played in preventing this madness. You defended more than a simple ship. You saved the budding hope of Rimsel Mensa from violent demise. The day was yours. It seems our security regimen will require much in the way of improvement if we are truly to keep the dry dock safe. Atbrim apologizes? Well, I suppose I can understand why he would feel responsible for his father's actions. Of all those involved, this incident was hardest on him. But in time, I believe he will come to a single conclusion. The most fitting way of moving past his anguish is to see the victory completed and in the water. By the way, the pirates we defeated have been handed over to the Yellow Jackets. Raynor's men will be taking over the investigation. Before the Yellow Jackets moved in, however, we recovered a most unusual object. Should you have time to spare, I would ask you of another favor. Okay. Jack, in light of your role in recent events, there are a few others to whom I would entrust this task. Since we last spoke, a curious missive had been discovered among the personal effects of the Adzaphin, the pirate behind the plot to sabotage the victory. The missive was penned in the most unusual script, a script we believed to be some manner of code. Needless to say, anything which a proven enemy of Limsa Lamensis deems worthy of enciphering is like to be of great interest to the Maelstrom. Unfortunately, none among us can make any sense of the message. In cases such as this, I am told the Yellow Jackets want to turn to Battaron and his convenient connections. Thus, I would have you deliver this missive to the proprietor of the Drowning Wench, into his hand, and to no other. You understand? Okay. We shall do that. And we can port. Oh, we have the next warrior quest too, because we made it to 15. Gotta do that. So, let's go here. Ethernet. Marauders Guild. My man Wernzorin.
I see you have been diligent in your training. You need not tell me in words it shows in your bearing and your unwavering gaze. It's time for you once more to lift your axe in service of the guild. There have been reports of sizable creature roaming the outskirts of Aleport in western Lenoska. The monster is no Kujata, but the threat it represents to the locals is nonetheless sufficient to warrant our attention. Should also prove a worthy foe to test your burgeoning prowess. How to find this beast? Well, I am fortunate enough to count among my acquaintances a veteran hunter and archer by the name of Rainfred. He took up residence in Aleport some years ago, and will gladly aid you in his task. With Rainfred's assistance, you are to track down the prowling danger and provide it swift and bloody passage to the afterlife. May your axe swing true. I can do that. Do I have that port yet? I do not. I have Swift Perch. But before we do that, let's see where we have to go. Talk to Bataron. Don't mind me. Yeah, it's definitely the best city. It's pretty. What's up, buddy? Boy there, Jack. I've been hearing about your deeds at the dry docks. Adprim laid out the entire tale for me. Poor sod was still reeling at its old man. And this guy's hard to read. Poor sod was still reeling at his old man's part of the business, but at least he kept the victory from being sunk afore she sailed. And for that I owe you me thanks. You really made a name for yourself in Nimsa, lad. Folk know that when they need something doing. You need something doing? What that might be. Okay. You want someone to read a message written funny letters for you, and Gimthardus thought I might know a man as could. Well, let's see then. I reckon I might know a canny bugger what can read stuff like this. Ugly saw by the name of Bataron. You know, like one of me regulars. You're like one of me regulars now. You never let me down yet. Navigator, help me. I reckon I can trust you. Gimp thought it was right to want this message deciphered. We got us some trouble brewing, and make no mistake, get ready for action, and I'll explain. Okay. Quest complete. I am flying through levels. I really want to go to Gridania so I can get Bard leveled. Back when I was younger and nastier, I earned me a living as a sellsword. In that business, if you wanted to know what your enemy was up to, you had to learn to read the orders passed from the cold dead hands of your mates. That's how I came to know to read your message. Oh, that's strong. I left the teabag in the whole time I was drinking tea, and by the time you get to the bottom, it gets pretty harsh. Truth be told, the script was only too bloody familiar. Them's the Hagen's letters, lad, and I should know. I've got more fishback messengers than I can count. It gets worse, though. The plan to blow up at the Victory is all in here, right down to the fine details. Looks like they meant to raise 8 kinds of all ale in western Lenoska, then at the Maelstrom's new flagship in confusion. Point being, the attack on the Victory weren't an action for you rebellious pirates. 'Twas a key part of some canny bastard's grand plan. But if I'm reading this alright, the attack itself came much too early. I raged they panicked when they saw you was onto them, rushed into their job, and buggered it up. Them tattoo-faced bastards, as they say, was paying Atbrim's old man. There with the Serpent Reavers, right? But none of their crew was there, was they? Did they have summit better to do, or what? Seven Hills, I got it all backwards. That mess of the Victory, that was meant to be a bloody distraction. Fixbacks ain't interested in the Maelstorms, baby. They're after men, just like they've always been. They're sending their pirate lackeys after a civilian target. This bit about raising hell in western Lenoska, that's where it'll be. Something tells me Swiftbird's about to get it, and get it hard. Here's a rough translation of the message. Take it to Commodore Rayner at the Coral Tower and tell him it's in for a busy day. Oh, and give him a hand, eh? You can be damn sure he'll need one. I think I'm getting his sentence structure down a little bit. Alright. So where is that? Oh, it's just up there. We can do that. It's a beautiful day. It was overcast when I started the day. But then we went through a day-night cycle, and now it's pretty. See ya. Yes, I am Rayner. Ah, you must be the adventurer whose name seems to be on everybody's lips. You are to be commended for your part in thwarting the plot to destroy the victory. Now, what can I do for you this day? This guy's more British, high seas. You bear an urgent message from Baderon. Why do I get the feeling that my hopes for a quiet afternoon are about to be cruelly dashed? Tell me, what is afoot? I think this is a dude. An assault on Swiftperch, but we've seen nothing to suggest the Serpent Reavers are massing for an attack. That they really are, bro. I don't know what to tell you. Even so, it would be foolish to discount the possibility. Baderon is rarely wrong about such matters. I will marshal the Yellow Jackets for battle immediately. The only question is where to send them. While I concur with Baderon's assessment that the attack on the dry docks was intended as a diversion, Swiftperch is but one of several possible targets for the main thrust. Commodore, sir! Report. It's the Sahagin, sir. They've mounted a large-scale assault at the South Tide Gate and threatened to overwhelm our defenses within a day. The garrison requests immediate reinforcements. By the Navigator. It seems my decision has been made for me. Muster the troops and give the order to march. But, bro, I don't know. Aye, the Serpent Reavers are in league with the Sahagin, which means there's every chance this assault on Tidegate may yet prove to be another feint. The fact remains, however, that we can ill afford to ignore it, and that leaves Swiftperch vulnerable to those pirate traders. It is at times such as these that I wish the Warriors of Light had walked among us. Warriors of Light are actually a reference to the people that played the original game, which is really cool. Because they worked them into the Realm Reborn. It's really neat. I wish I could have been part of that, but I saw the game and it looked like crap, so I didn't play it, like a lot of people. But wishes will avail us not. Bara, you must serve in their absence. Make for Swiftperch with all haste, and lend your strength to the squads I can spare for the settlement's defense. Yes, sir. Okay, where's Swiftperch? Oh, we're going there anyway. And we have money for porting now. Again, where does that money go? Commodore Rayner sent word we'd be getting reinforcements, but I didn't expect him to send you. You certainly look like you've seen your share of action, though. You bear little resemblance to the wide-eyed whelp I met fresh off the ferry. In any case, do you know what we're fighting for here? This place, Swiftperch. It was rebuilt by folk who stood strong in the face of every hardship the calamity threw their way. Yeah, definitely better than my puffy coat yesterday. That was ridiculous in this weather. And we're not about to let some fish fancy and scum claim the honor of being the ones who finally broke their spirits. Don't give those pirate bastards one bloody you hear me? You hear me? Yeah, my leathers right now look a lot better. Much easier to move. Ooh, I like her already. Here they come! Not exactly, you know, defending your vital parts, but you look good fighting. Look at this derpy guy. Here now, I thought all them yellow jacket worms was meant to be busy. The Eustace Scrag ain't followed the plan, has ye? Now what? Pull back and wait for our Sahagin brothers? Piss on that. We ain't turning back empty-handed.
Are there Moogles in the FF14 world? Yes. I have met Moogles. They run the mail system here. That's all I've seen of them so far, but I did go to the mailbox, and a Moogle was running it.
Remember, no killing small folk, or it'll be your blood what stains Lord Leviathan's altars.
First mention of Leviathan.
The yellow bit is, you can butcher at will. Them dirt-eating slugs be crushed under the full might of the Serpent Reavers. Seems Swift Perch was the main target after all, eh?
The Yellow Jackets are going to be British.
Squads 1 and 2, protect the townsfolk. Squads 3, you're our rear guard. The rest of you, we meet their charge where we stand. Let us bear the Commodore word of our victory, or no words at all. Limsa Laminsa.
Pretty sweet jackets, too. I think I want to be a Yellow Jacket. I know you have the choice. You can join them, and there's others in other towns. But the Yellow Jackets are pretty spiffy.
Rawr, I'll gut all you yellow bellies and dance in your gizzards.
Nice music. Alright, take out the archers first. Let's go big crit. We are parsing. So we have the name guy, and we have some trash mobs. Oops, should be AoE. Take out the trash first. And they're healing. Not great. Alright, any more trash? We can target? No. Put on my tank stance. See if we can save some of these random dudes. Probably doesn't matter, but it makes me feel better. Pop defensive. Oh, casters. Going down. Mobile logic. Always kill the back line if you can get to it. Big crit. 166, we're getting higher. The shade of green of their skin is the typical 1970s bathroom walls in your grandma's house. Yep. They're very pastel, for sure. Even I am. I'm kind of pink pastel. I'm not really like white skin color.
Well fought. The Reavers are beaten and scattered. I'll take some men and hunt down the stragglers. Oh, but there may be more of them lurking about, so don't let your guard down just yet.
Yes, sir. I want one of those coats. Got the emo creeper. He's back. The source of his strength becomes clear. You may have bested the golem, but you will not fare so well as dead. Edgelord cult.
O mournful voice of creation, send unto me a creature of the abyss, my thrall to command, that I may smite mine enemies.
Sure.
Your very being imperils the plan. You cannot be suffered to live.
What does that remind me of? Oh, Bible quote. Suffer not a witch to live. Goal is to kill him. I'm gonna kill him. Guess you should pop this for fun. Mwahaha! Right as the venom eats its way through your veins. Am I poisoned? Oh. I have an antidote. No. Put that in my hotbar. Poison's gonna be a thing. What is this? Oh, interrupts. I need to get that on a good hotkey. The combat is not very engaging early. I know, but once it got to a little bit higher level, there's a bit more to do than just spam 1 and 2. It does get way more complicated. Whence springs this preternatural night? No mortal should possess such strength. That's right. Fearsome opponents, against whom you shall not stand alone. Oh. Came a little late, Y'shtola. Had it pretty much in hand. Ooh, that the wisdom of the Paragon should be brought low by mere mortals. Okay. Paragons, did he say? And it is as I feared. They are known as the bringers of chaos, the Asians. Asians? That's an unfortunate name. To give them their proper name, it would seem our suspicions were correct. It is they who have been manipulating the beast tribes. You wouldn't believe what happened. Pardon? You would know if we Sharlians have encountered Asians before. I have never spoken to you of my homeland. How did you know whence I hail? She's definitely posh. Wait, I do begin to see. You have been blessed with a special gift. All the cutscenes are people, like, staring straight up at us because we're so gigantic. Are you alright, lad? If I'd known a mean bugger like that was hiding in the bushes, I would have left a squad or 6 to keep you company. Well, at least now we can call this kidnapping investigation to a close. Those Reavers were the ones spiriting folks away in the dead of night, and this bastard here was pulling the strings. A trifle simplistic, but not inaccurate. I came as soon as I sensed his presence, but I never thought to find such a scene of carnage. Yet we prevailed, and thanks to your heroic actions, I have learned much. Aye, heroic is the word. I don't want to think about what would have happened if you hadn't been here, friend. That's right. And your assistance is much appreciated, too, Lady Y'shtola. Please give our regard to the Scions. I am glad to have played a role in bringing what I hope is an end to this disturbing spate of abductions. The thread of your fate forms a part of a most intriguing tapestry. Mayhap we'll be afforded the chance to speak once more in the near future. For now, you must see this particular tale to its conclusion. Pray send my greetings to Commodore Reyna. Bye. I love you. I imagine she's a fan favorite. Alright. Alright, we're gonna do that, but first we need to do our warrior quest. Going on a bit of a jaunt. Yeah, we don't have to touch any fates. The amount of experience they give you is insane. Plus, the 30% bonus you get from this. And this gives you, like, look at the attributes this gives you. I wonder if that scales, because main attribute plus 115 seems obscene. Yeah, it looks like it scales. Because this would be way higher. Yeah, that would just make any battles you do very anticlimactic if that didn't scale. Skull Valley. Ominous name. Ooh, hunting log. Sorry, Pucks. The game dictates I must kill you. I need another one. Sorry, not in your fate, just passing through. Oh, hunting log complete. Okay. Did complete. Don't mind me. As you were. Kaizo Paraiso. Great name. Been a lot of weird ones. That one wins. Is he inside? He must be inside somewhere. There he is. What a Windsman boys, are you? Well, I've known that spat since he was knee-high to a... Well, he's always kind of a big fella, was Windsman. And now we call him Axemaster, eh? Not a subtle lot, you marauders. Suppose you're here to hunt down our local trouble. What you need to do, then, is take yourself northwest up towards Camp Skull Valley and give a good whistle. That mean bugger you're after, his name's Patrapapin, by the way, will come running across the weeded plains. He'll think you're trespassing on his territory. See, so you better have that cleaver of yours ready. Ocean's blessing be upon ye. Okay. Let's go. We need to get the crystal here. Can't forget that. Very important. Any mail for me? No new letters. Yeah, I immediately got all of these from the dev team. It's basically a lot of transmog type stuff. Okay, let us head out of here. I think we should be coming up soon on our first dungeon. Ooh. That is not a pelican. I don't mean to disagree so severely with the designers of this game. It's not a pelican. That sound sample is very familiar. I think it's Land Before Time. Listen to the sound when it dies. That sounds like a Land Before Time. I think that's the reference. That's a Canadian pelican. Not sure I believe you. Let's get all these. 2 more dust bats. This one over here. And a hedge mole. Getting all of our hunting log done. Look at these cute things. They must be a menace to crops or something. Big crit. Yep. All overpower does is makes your next attack a crit. So time it with a bigger attack. Do some parsing. Oh, these guys are hurting. We're gonna be able to pick up the next warrior quest right away. Cruising through these levels. It's the Patra Poppin'! Defensive! Stun! Saw my life flash before my eyes. And Marauders Guild. Hey Bara, eagerly have I awaited your return. Word of your exploits is already spreading through the ranks. My troops and I owe you a great debt of gratitude for your timely assistance. You have shown yourself to be possessed of a sure arm, a strong spirit, and sound judgment. Would that Linslaminsa had more of your like. I have little doubt that you shall one day join the ranks of Eorzea's greatest adventurers, but it is a matter of time. It is but a matter of time. Clearly, Bataran's eye for potential remains as sharp as ever, though I doubt even he imagined you capable of such feats. Might you favor me with your own account of today's events? Such victories bear retelling. Having a drink with the captain? Y'shtola has been working with us for quite some time, you see, and she was only too willing to assist the Yellowjackets in the kidnapping investigation, proving herself a stalwart ally of Linslaminsa yet again. Needless to say, after your part in thwarting the attempted sabotage of the victory, and the small matter of your deeds at Swiftperch, you two have proven yourself a valued friend of the Thalassocracy. Sure. Admiral! Oh, it's Merlibib. I don't know how to pronounce her name. Merlyweb? And her muzzle? Now that is an outfit. May I present to you Admiral Bluffiswin. Oh, Merlyweb's somebody else. Never mind.
So, this is the adventurer I've been reading about in the field reports. I am Melve Bluffisvin, Admiral
Bluffisvin.
Linslaminsa. On behalf of my people, I bid you thanks for the deeds you have done this day.
You're welcome.
A token of our gratitude. What worth is high regard without just reward after all?
Agreed.
Since you first set foot in our city, my good friend Badaron and Commodore Rayner have taken turns at regaling me with tales of your exploits. Safe to say, they left an impression. Join me at the coming banquet.
Yes, ma'am.
A seat of honor at the celebratory feast is the least I can offer the man who foiled the Sahagin.
A seat at the feast.
A seat at the feast?
Oh, and don't be late. Your fellow guests will be eager to take the measure of their newest hero, and some do not take kindly to being kept waiting. Till then, may you walk in the light of the crystal.
Cool.
I am not sure you understand just how unusual it is for the Admiral to invite an adventurer to a state banquet. It is a highly coveted honor. Why, even the officers under her direct command are rarely afforded such recognition. But I will not deny you have earned it. Many of the tasks you have performed in service to the thalassocracy have been both difficult and dangerous. There is a reward for all your efforts, a nod to your many achievements both large and small. Has the enormity of the moment yet to sink in? Perchance you will realize its significance when you stand before the assembled dignitaries of Linsa Laminsa, and now that I have imagined the scene, I realize that you will require attire suitable for the occasion. I suggest you visit the wench and see what Baderon can arrange. He's surprisingly knowledgeable about such things.
We're gonna go get dressed. Sweet. Wenzerin. I've been in contact with Renfred, and he has naught but praise for you, Jack. Your representation of the guild has been exemplary. There's one more task when have you complete this day, a task that will demonstrate for you just how strong you have become. Report to Scavrum, where he awaits on the bank of the Agulus River, and shall help you unveil the untapped power of your ox. Okay. Nice work. Alright, unfortunately, this week has been ridiculous at work. I have to go in early for a call, because naturally the higher-ups couldn't schedule a call when everyone is already at work that it pertains to. They're going to make you come in early for a call and then have an awkward hour in between you actually start working, because that's what they do. So, I do have to get off early today. Won't be like this tomorrow or the next day, but yeah, this week has been weird. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I do appreciate it. I'm probably going to start earlier, probably 9 a.m. or a bit earlier Central Time, just so I can get more game time in. But yeah, every day we're doing this. On the weekend, I will be continuing my Pathfinder playthrough. But during the week, it's all Final Fantasy XIV. So, thank you for watching. I hope you come back soon. And follows do help, so I'd appreciate that as well. Other than that, have a great day. Thanks for watching.